What's
Hi.
how are you doing
You know,
today?
I have the RL now, so that's
Yeah,
like
look, you understood it after that. You were like, "What is he doing?" Wait, okay, all right.
dirt and like do some things. So I did not know that you had me out. That's so dope. Congratulations on your platform because that means you
Man,
you're doing the work. How are you?
man, much. I'm doing well. So please, for the audience who may not know, you know what I'm saying, or they may know you from TMZ or whatever, but please tell them who you are and what you do.
My name is Martie Bowser. I am the owner of Role Model Publicity, located in Charlotte, North Carolina. So, in the hub of, not the real hub of the South, but we're growing. We're getting there. I am a publicist, pretty much in entertainment, music, and small brands, and kind of branching out into public figures and also political realm as well. And also, like as you said, I am a media correspondent for TMZ.
Yeah, so talk. I know the story, but talk about how you got into PR and building your brand up, especially coming from Charlotte.
Yeah, you know what? It was an accident. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. So I was in school for sports marketing and management. I wanted to be a sports agent, actually. And I transferred from school in Tennessee to Appalachian State, and they didn't have the program. So I just went into PR thinking, okay, possibly that could work. It could be around the same realms. And within that, a way to make money in school was I would write people's papers for them and any kind of and bios. And there was a gentleman in Charlotte who was kind of big in the actual, I guess you would say, like the indie artist scene in Charlotte, to write a bio for him and some stuff because he was opening a studio. And I said, okay, fine. And at the same time, I had a friend who was actually the first artist in North Carolina to ever have a video on World Star,
Yeah,
and he got it shot by Anthony, who is now Red Audio, that the world knows, who is part of, who's like head of Dreamville's videography team or whatever they do. And at the time, they were using like a digital, I guess, probably a camera by size, and walking around shooting things. So he didn't have the best people skills,
hmm
having to know a lot of people, in the city, whether it was from, running around as a kid. I've been in clubs since I was 13 years old. I don't know. Um,
yeah,
and then just, so I was able to talk to people, and the gentleman who owned the studio was like, maybe you should merge your people skills and your writing skills together, and, you could get paid, because at the time I didn't know what a publicist was. All I knew was, all I was focused on was sports at the time. And so it kind of just grew from there. And I worked with an artist in Charlotte. His name is Tiz. He's actually in LA now. He was the first one to actually understand what a publicist did.
yeah,
Helped me. So yeah, and like a lot of us, I got my start. The first way that a lot of my clients, of course, being indie artists and not having the biggest fan base, and of course coming from North Carolina, which at the time, this was before the baby, this was before a lot
yeah,
of where eyes were on North Carolina.
yeah.
For these outlets, so I would write for free for a lot of these outlets, to where, I'll write a couple articles and then be like, oh, I found this really cool artist, not knowing it was mine. And
Yeah.
that kind of would help gain some interaction. I don't know if they can do that anymore. Like when Twitter was, this is like when Black Twitter first was being birthed. So
Yeah,
a lot of the people and a lot of the voices that we have now, especially in music and entertainment, were, putting their footsteps down there. So world, the entertainment and journalism world was a little bit nicer because we knew we had to support each other. Now it's kind of, and you've seen the fallout for the last couple of days. Like,
now it's cutthroat.
in the end, all we gonna have is Judge Judy reruns, and I don't know what's gonna happen because stuff is getting blasted, taken down, and it's crazy, but it happens. So we just have to move with the times. But yeah, that's how I got started.
Yeah, so talk about your relationship with like a TMZ and how that kind of gets established because it's rare, in my opinion, it's rare for somebody to kind of be in North Carolina and get
Yeah, you know what? TMZ was also an accident. If I ever write a book or anything like that, it's
with
definitely about like the greatest accident that ever happened, because a lot of my things happened just by saying, you know, okay, whatever, oh well. So I was actually in LA, and I had been there for about 3 weeks, and my aunt flew out for the last week to, you know, come because she wanted to go. And she is one of those people, she will find every tourist attraction possible that she can. So she found every tour that they could, you know, go on, and she wanted to go on the TMZ tour.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go on a TMZ tour, of course, you go to the, you know, the actual station and stuff like that. Well, it's like an offset because that's where they do the tour. And just so happens, the girl that was there was on the show that morning. So I guess what happens is when you actually go out to work for them, they make you do like double intern duty. So you have to be a tour director and on the show.
Yeah.
I had saw her and I said, oh, you were on the show? She was like, yeah. And I'm like, how did you get on? And she was like, well, give me your information. And so I gave it to her, and I flew back here to Charlotte, and maybe 2 days later she texted me. She said, hey, do you want to be on the show this morning? And I'm like, oh, cool. So it was just a call in, and it's been happening, and they started asking for me. I thought it was just like a one-time thing.
Yeah.
It looked like a Skype thing, and they started asking for me back. So now it's been, actually, it's a year. Because I came back from LA last year, and I was there for the BET Awards, so kind of like throughout June. And yeah, it's been about a year now, and I've done a lot with them. Some I haven't posted. I'm really picky as far as, because they offer me stories. I don't know exactly which ones they're going to actually offer me. And some, especially now, it's a little bit touchy because there's certain things, just me as a person with my integrity and what I stand for, don't to talk about, especially as much as, you know, I love the team over there. TMZ does have, you know, they can step on some toes and things like that, to where I don't want to be a part of that narrative that they might create. Just like, for instance, I didn't want to talk about Kobe.
Yeah.
Reputation that they had kind of created for themselves in handling that story.
Right.
I didn't want to be a part of that. I didn't want to be a part of the Nipsey narrative that they were creating. And I definitely didn't want to be a part of this one. So now I'm all for the talk when we talking about down in Donald Trump. Put me on, you know, I got, you know, I got the loudest voice on that. But as far as controlling the narrative to where, you know, it's very specific to my people, I'm kind of touchy about them. So I kind of choose to go the left lanes. But yeah, I've done it. They usually come back because they can't have too much repetition unless it's in the studio. About every 3 weeks, I'm on tomorrow. So I'll be tomorrow. So it's been fun. It's been fun just to add that to the resume and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure once I go out there again and go harass them in the studio, I'm trying to just get a seat there. If I move to LA, I'll just get a seat there. I'm like, y'all have enough reel of me, y'all know, you know, I've made y'all laugh 50 times, so it's fine. But really cool team. They're really nice people, so it's something cool to be a part of.
Yeah, and talk about, you know, you mentioned maybe doing a book. So talk about some of the other things that you're working on, or where you kind of see going from your company from here.
Well, I'm in what we call the pandemic shift right now. I found ways to, you know, keep my clients relevant and just active, but also as well as myself, to where I kind of figured, you know, as a publicist, I have this great access to media, and I have this, what influences, you know, the world and the culture and the masses and stuff like that. So I started to think, was I doing and walking in the purpose of what, you know, I wanted, you know, my company to actually be. If anyone knows me, they know I'm an introvert. I will come to your event for the allotted time that I have to come to your event. I will also ask, is it necessary that I come to your event? I'm not the most social person, which is really weird because I work in a very social, you know, arena. But it drains me sometimes, you know, because that's how I recharge, is by myself. So my focus has really been on making sure my clients and the brands that I work with are actually active and doing whatever is going to be beneficial to our world right now. You know, yes, you're an artist. Yes, you are an entertainer, but let's use your platform to where you are speaking about voter registration. You know, let's use your platform to where you are getting an endorsement, not so much with Fashion Nova, but with the PPE company who's going to as to the people who are out there protesting or who are out there, doing some type of voter registration or something like that, to where when all of this is said and done, your relevancy is not because, you dropped a single, but your relevancy is because you contributed something. So that's why I'm kind of attuning myself as far as a publicist to the clients that I want to work with. It doesn't work for everybody, and that's fine. But for those who understand that, the message is bigger than just them, those are kind of the people that I'm attuning myself to. As far as a book, I've been on page 1 for 3 years now. Don't look for it anytime soon. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Don't work, but I am working on some great things with people that I'm affiliated with, for instance, the Black Media Honors, which you were a part of. Thank you so much for being a part of our roundtable. We actually have decided to move to next year, just because of course it was supposed to be in April. We moved it to August because of Corona, but Big Rona came through and this changed a lot, and I not want us to only be able to have 10 people in a room, and it's in Atlanta. And so the mandates that Atlanta has now, for safety, of course, wouldn't be to where we could have a production the way that we wanted to have the production. So we are moving it to next April, so where hopefully things are going to be a little bit sorted out, or, other accommodations can be made. But so proud to be a part of that as the press manager for that event, literally celebrating the Black voices that have been ignored in media and press, especially around, with the pandemic. And of course, now as far as everything that's happening with the Black Lives Matter movement, and we're having a lot of people tell our stories that don't look like us. So that's the issue. That's a really big issue for me. So being a part of something to where we highlight those voices, whether they're on our Get to Know Me, so where it's a one-on-one, or our roundtable, like where you, Amber, and Josh participated, to where we get this collective. So I get to ask a segment producer to my resume now. So still don't know how to edit the video. Yes, because I get it on iMovie and then I try to move it over and then get lost. I'm like, you know what?
Get it to me.
4 tries is all y'all get from me. That's all y'all get. But no, but being a part of things like that is amazing. Of course, Beats and Beers music tour. Always doing amazing things. We actually just started back up our Beats and Brunch events that were like, weekly Sundays, to where we've incorporated voter registration with them now. Come to drink, you can come and vote. 2, you can come and, do things like that. And then also kind of getting back into the swing of things with how our music tour is going to look next year.
Yeah, because 2020 done.
How are these events going to look to where we can still, and it's not so much about a profit, but it's still providing what our brand stands for.
Yeah.
And so my job as a publicist is making sure that whatever direction my clients can go in, that story is told correctly, and people see the importance of that shift or what decision they made. Just because it might not fit for everybody. Some of the artists that we had on that stage who were phenomenal last year might not be able to do the same thing or have it conveyed in a digital space. And that's okay. And that's normal. I mean, we've seen that with, mainstream artists. Some artists haven't been as active as they were.
Figure it out.
Yeah, it's really hard to figure it out. I mean, and that's another, tidbit I give when I work with people who are in the indie music space. And what I ask of them is like, okay, you're dropping music, that's cool, but how's your personality? What are we going to do to make people buy you?
They have to be about you.
Yeah, there's so much people that miss that personality mark when it comes to that, and they think, oh, well, I'm the artist, I just have to drop music. That's not true. There's a lot of artists, just like RL was saying, we are looking for him so much to drop new music. Yeah, we know he's a great singer and they made a classic song, but we like him.
Absolutely. Yeah, his personality and everything.
Exactly. There's a lot of, and that's even more so evident with a lot of these kids who jump off of social media. They get all their, their interaction and stuff from social media first, and all of a sudden, and it's like, where did you come from? Like, so yeah.
And for people that want to utilize your services, I know I'm getting ready to get my press release from you. But tell people, your site, how they can connect you if they want to utilize your services.
Well, you can definitely follow me at Role Model Publicity. That's ROLEMODELPUBLICIT. It's in there. He tagged it. I'm so sorry. But the link to my website is in my bio, www.rolemodelpublicity.com. I'm very open on social media. I don't I'm very anti-traditional when it comes to posts. I don't have this split page like a personal and business. What you see,
All you. It's all you.
all me. I'm always me. Facebook and Twitter is probably even a little bit more, interesting, just because I'm not so much the picture taking person. A lot of my pictures are my clients because they're kind of like my focus.
Yeah.
And again, me, the introvert, I keep personal things personal. But yeah, follow me there. I do, engage. I speak back. I'm about 6 active clients right now on my roster who are doing phenomenal. Always welcoming more. I am a little hard on my clients and picky. And when I say that, as far as like to make sure I can give you what you want.
Right.
PR is not a magic pill. It's
Mhm.
time.
You got to have something to push. It takes time. It takes engagement.
Exactly. You have to have something to push. You have to have something that people are going to grab onto and gravitate to. And um, I'm really honest with that. I've lost money because I tell people that. I'm like, you're not ready. It's not time. And they're like, oh, okay. And I'm like, but my conscience, I have a clean name, in this industry. I started in music like in Atlanta with YFN and TIG. So I learned the scam.
Yes.
I but I turned it around, so just I try to stay true to that, to make sure that people have a good experience with PR and actually what it's supposed to provide for, their brand or themselves. And I've been blessed because I've been to where I call this a business and I've been making money from it and it's been sustaining me. Hasn't actually been that long, but I've been able to do a lot, even to working with CY Buffy's kids, but yeah.
But, but yeah, thank you so much for being on the show. I'm glad we were able to finally schedule it. Look, we've been tight forever,
I
so
know, like I finally get to see Dessie. But thank you so much for, of course, having this platform and being a part of Mine with Black Media Honors, and just your shift that you've done and making your way to and congratulations on the acknowledgement of what you're doing. So very proud of you, very very proud of you.
thank you. I appreciate that, and I hope you have a great day. And I'll hit you up here in a little bit and talk about
Got you. We
it.
here.
Okay, perfect.
Bye.
Okay.